Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
All right. Hey guys, welcome back to our show. I'm your host, John Harcar. I'm here today with Kiran Vedantam. Hope I said that right. And we're going to talk about growing passive income and diversifying into maybe other businesses. Guys, remember, at Investor Fuel, we help real estate investors let's start that over again. I'm going to start the intro over again, okay? All right, hey guys, welcome back to our show. I'm your host, John Harcar, and I'm here with Kiran Vedantam. And what we're going to talk about is growing passive income and diversifying. Remember, guys, at Investor Fuel, we help real estate investors, service providers, really all real estate entrepreneurs 2 to 5x their business. And we do that by providing valuable tools and information as well to help them build that business to live the life that they want to live. So, Kiran, welcome to our show.
Thank you, John, for having me. I'm so happy. I love the name, Investor Fuel. That's what the investors really need, some fuel to keep the momentum up, to keep the motivation up. I love your name.
Yeah.
I appreciate you having me on your show.
Yeah, fuel your business, fuel your life. And I'm super excited to talk about, the growing the passive income. I know that's been a topic for a lot of people, and especially with diversifying stuff. I mean, I think that's important. But before we get into all that, tell our audience a little bit about you, your background, what you've been doing, how you got into real estate.
Thank you. It's always good to talk about ourselves, right? I love to talk about myself too. I have a tech background. I worked at Intel for 8 years. And after working there in corporate, I have come to realize that we need to have something wherein we can get some passive income. And that's what triggered our interest into real estate. We were doing land syndications back in 2002, 2003 in Arizona, wherein we bought big parcels of land, then we split it and sold individual parcels. Then I learned about syndication, how we can pool money and do it at scale. After that, we got into buying single family residences like everybody else. Then we got into commercial real estate, wherein we really have seen cash flows on drugs, really. There was so much of cash flow for good commercial properties. Then, based on the income that we've been earning with my tech background and all these real estate projects, we were able to buy businesses, and we own a family fun center in Arizona along with a flooring store. So we were able to diversify. And then now my mission, like I would call it, is to spread this gospel on how you need to diversify and how it is very feasible and possible to diversify if we keep our minds open. And I have a passive investor real estate club that I run in Phoenix, wherein we talk about all these. And I invite guests like you who can talk about how to generate passive income, mainly real estate focused. And I'm a mortgage broker also. So we have a real estate brokerage and mortgage brokerage based in Phoenix area. And a lot of our funnel is through those companies. And we have a team of mortgage brokers, real estate agents, and we are looking to grow that team as well.
So family fun centers are still around, huh? They used to have one in Southern California where I grew up. That went away a long time. ago.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
As long as there are kids, John, there is business for family fun centers.
That's true. That's true. All right, so let's go back a little bit. You were in tech, right? What prompted your interest in real estate?
The biggest thing is, back in the day, YouTube was not big, and you were just into books. I used to read lot of books around having some kind of an income that can add to what your primary income source was. So having this additional source of income was very much of interest to me from the base. And then I have come to realize that most of the millionaires actually have earned millions through real estate. And Donald Trump, like it or not, back in the day was not a politician, but his books, along with Robert Kiyosaki's, really inspired me to think that, okay, real estate is the way to go. And me coming from India, I've seen the back home, people who were really wealthy were the ones who were developing in real estate and who were selling real estate. So I have come to realize that globally, that could be a ticket wherein we can get into real estate. So coming from tech background to real estate, two different worlds, but at the end of the day, the fundamentals stay the same, wherein you are looking for opportunities to automate some of this, and you are looking for opportunities to make the best of what you learn.
Okay. So tell me about your first introduction to real estate, right? Not through the books, but your actual physical, doing something within real estate.
See, the very first one that we had was buying our primary home and then realizing that after holding it for 3 years, the value doubles. And then when you sell it, all the cash that you make out of it is tax-free. That was something that I had no idea when I bought my first home, but I have come to realize when this asset started cooking and the value started going up. And with that first sale, I was able to take all the money and then put it into a land syndication. That's where we made a lot of money. I would say that's the biggest project that really triggered my interest more than my primary home. But primary home, buying it and then letting it cook and give me the returns was the first foundation that I know for a fact that has really put us into the path of investing in other real estate projects. The land syndication project, it was in a small little dusty town called Buckeye in Arizona.
Buckeye,
wherein we bought. Buckeye. You know Buckeye? Okay. It's still, it's growing tremendously. After 20 years, I'm seeing that there is so much of growth in that area, but still there is a lot of opportunity for land in there. More than the land, I learned the concept of syndication at that point of time. These days, we see more about syndication thanks to YouTube. We learn about it a lot. But back in the day, it was new. And then I have come to realize that some of my other friends that I made through networking groups, they were into hotels and they were all pooling money to do big projects. I always wondered, how would people buy a project for $10 million? Like, will they have cash for it? That was something that was kind of a roadblock for me, always thinking, oh, I'm never going to have so much money. But when I realized that we can pull off those projects by syndication and pooling other people's money and executing it, is what opened my eyes. But the very first project, I would say, is the primary home.
Primary home. And why land? Why didn't you just go buy more homes?
See, looking back, land is a good opportunity because, especially for people with limited experience that I was when I got into land, is you don't need to know too much about development, because the horizontal development is much easier. You hire a surveyor, you split the parcels, then some land has an opportunity wherein you need to bring utility lines in there. Maybe you need to do rezoning. All of that, you hire professionals, and it's not
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
As complicated as you trying to develop, let's say, an apartment complex or even building a single family home for that matter. It has so many moving parts. So for me, I thought land was a shortcut, and that's where we went. But then after land, if you gain the knowledge to develop more projects, which is like building hotels or building apartment complexes, that's where you have to graduate from. But I picked land because of the simplicity.
Okay. Now, did you seek out a mentor or someone who has done, been involved in land to help guide you along? Or how did you really learn, how to evaluate, how to underwrite, all those different things?
Yeah, I there was a group, it's not there anymore in Phoenix. There used to be a real estate club, and I was part of it along with my wife, and we used to diligently attend that. And that group was run coincidentally by a mortgage broker who basically put the group together for all like-minded real estate investors to come together and discuss and network and even participate in some projects. So that's how I got introduced to this land, and I met the real estate agent at that time inside the group, and then I was so confident that this is going to work because they were all part of the group, and I've seen him present multiple times in the group. So that's how I met them. So I would say, for the audience sake, okay, what's the best way to meet people is going to these networking groups. And thankfully, now with the technology, we are able to meet people on Zoom. Like, I met you through technology. You are not in any of the real estate clubs that I go to. So this is how we meet people, and that's what really gets us started. You see them, and then you hear what they are doing, and then you actually see some of the projects, and that's going to build the inspiration.
Okay. And what kind of challenges or maybe, hurdles did you face when you did this first deal or started along the path?
See, the first challenge obviously is getting the funding in place. That is the first challenge, because once the mind is made up that, hey, this is a good project, this is going to work, the numbers are good, then the next immediate challenge is, okay, how am I going to get the money? The thing that I learned over the years, John, is once you have a project that has good values and returns, and if it's underwritten well, money is never a problem for that matter.
Yeah.
Because I discussed that project with few of the people in the networking group, and they jumped on like the first few people that I presented to, they jumped onto it. But the fear of not being able to have the money to execute was the biggest challenge. But once I overcame that fear and realizing that you can pull off any project as long as you can stand behind it and you make up your mind, that challenge can be kind of overtaken for that matter. And then having the right people around you who can keep your mindset up and not water it down is something that I also found it challenging in the beginning, wherein I was rubbing shoulders with other friends and who are not into real estate. And whenever I discuss a project, they were like, why don't you focus on your tech job? Why are you doing all this? So they water down your mindset, and that's also a challenge for us to overcome.
So it sounds like being in proximity to some of the, these folks that have done it maybe helped overcome your fears.
100%. That is the biggest challenge, I would say. If I have to look back on what's the biggest challenge, is getting to the mindset of wherein you feel confident that you're able to do it, and that confidence is reinforced by the people that you interact with, the people that you surround yourself with, the people that you see, the people that you know, the kind of projects that they're pulling off. And once you talk to them, what I also found, John, is most of the people who are successful, right? If you're able to reach them and then tell them that this is what you're planning to do and this is what you need help with.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
95 to 100% of them are going to sit down with you and then try to understand and help you, even if
Yes.
they have nothing going on. Has that been your experience also?
Well, yeah, it's been an experience of a lot of folks I know. It's that, people are afraid to go out and ask for that help, whether it's an ego or a pride thing. But I mean, everybody I've come across, or majority of people I've come across in this business, have been very and eager to help. You just got to ask for it.
Correct. Especially in real estate industry. Maybe it might not be true in all the industries, but in real estate, especially in mortgages, when you're trying to finance a property, the mortgage brokers really want to try to figure out a way and help you. Even if they cannot help you, they'll try to find another lender that whom they can pass the baton to. It's always the case. Even real estate, even very accomplished real estate developers, they are going to just take time and then think through and put the brain with you. So I found this to be particularly interesting that in this industry, you'll see that. I mean, me coming from the software background, I did not encounter such openness in that industry when I compare it to this one.
Sure. So you did this land deal. What was next? How did you get into mortgage? How did you get into, to having a retail brokerage?
Yeah, see, the mortgage brokerage and real estate brokerage were a natural progression into what we are doing, because I was so into investing in real estate in my sphere. I was one of the first guys starting to invest in all these different projects. So people were coming to get advice and ideas from us, right? So me and my wife, we thought, okay, if we are going to be giving out advice, why not actually get our own license? That's how it started. And once we got our license, then more and more people started to come to us. Then it literally became like a funnel for us to help and talk to a lot of people who are aspiring real estate investors. And every real estate deal needs a funding source to it. And then we thought, okay, we should have a mortgage in place so that we can have everything under the same roof, and then it's much seamless for the customers. Believe it or not, we went into title. We had a title company for many years. We sold it a couple of years ago. So that was a good everything under one roof kind of a setup, because then you can have a confident buyer walk into your office, and then you are going to be able to strategize their wealth plan and then see where they have interest and where they have plans, where their mind is. Based on that, we were able to strategize and put everything together. So running this real estate brokerage, like even now we have agents joining our team. We love to help new agents come into the fold because we are able to mentor them, and that is fulfilling because I've been in the industry for 20 years now. Same with mortgages. Now we are licensed in multiple states, and we are recruiting people in our team. Helping them get on with this profession is something that is very viable, and people don't realize, even if they are working a full-time job, if they have plans to transition, I'll be able to help them. I'll be able to tell my story and inspire them to come into the industry. So all of that motivated us to have these businesses as the pillars for us and the funnel for us. And from there is where we built other opportunities around it.
Okay. Now let's kind of start touching on a little bit of our topic today, and that's kind of the generating passive income and diversifying. So starting with the passive income, I mean, how can someone start to build passive income?
See, passive income, if you ask me this question, John, about 10 years ago, I would say buy real estate, right? That was the big thing. You buy rental properties, then it's going to cash flow, you pay off your mortgage, tenant is going to pay your mortgage. That was like the biggest formula. But now things have changed with the interest rates being so high, the cap rates have changed. So we have to kind of tweak the strategy. I would say the first step to it is, okay, you need to figure out a way wherein you don't go to work and the paychecks have to come in. It can be as simple as starting a business, and there is so many people who are retiring from their late years, who are in their 60s and 70s. These baby boomers are retiring, so there is so many businesses in the market right now that you can examine and see where your interest lies and how much time you can spend. And most of these businesses, if you buy them, I'm seeing that you will be able to pay off that amount that you are paying the business for between 1.5 to 3 years.
Okay.
And after that, you can either sell the business or you'll be able to continue to run it wherein it's paid free and clear for you. So that is
How
one
does
opportunity.
how does someone find these businesses to buy?
I mean, we use bizbuysell.com. That's a great resource. You have a lot of businesses being listed. I heard that CoStar and LoopNet acquired that domain, and they have improved it tremendously in the last 6 months. I have seen so many new features. You'll be able to see it in any market, and it's a global marketplace of all businesses listed. So
Okay.
that is a great place to do business. But businesses can become from passive to active very quickly if it's not managed properly, if the processes are not in place. So I always like to gravitate and keep an eye on the real estate opportunities, because there is always opportunity in real estate. And I try to gravitate from having a business, earn the money, and then still put it back in real estate, because one day the vision is to sell the business also and have
Right.
real estate give us a passive rent.
100%. How does someone choose what type of business they want to buy? Like what are some things to maybe to look for outside of interests that that person may have? But like what are some specific things to look for when you're buying a business?
See, ultimately the interest is gaining passive income, right? So interest in the business is a bonus, but at the end of the day, what I have come to realize, after we used to own a hospice, then we used to own a title company, and then flooring company, and then we have amusement park. What I realized is all businesses pretty much have very similar framework. You have the marketing and sales department, then you have the actual implementers or the execution team, and then you have the ownership group which operates the finances and make sure that all the key process indicators are all in place. So
Right.
regardless of what business it is, the good news is the metrics are the same, the framework is the same. So it doesn't matter what business that you can go for, but it's a big bonus if that interest is in the line of what your hobbies or your liking is, so that you can at least know what's happening. Otherwise, there is professionals everywhere that you can hire, consultants that you can hire to boost up the business. What is interesting, John, is we need to have some common sense, they call it, right? Some common sense on to understand, hey, is that business dying or is it progressing, how the demographics are, and then you need to be able to underwrite it better. And you need to be able to, any business that you are buying, you need to give it at least 2 years for it to cook and for you to understand and for you to come up with the key process indicators. The good indication is if some business has been running for the last 20 years and if the guy is retiring, then that's a good sign. But then you have to see how the business is progressing, and if it is having like the revenue going down year after year after year in the
Right.
last 5 years, that's a bad sign. So there are few ways that you can underwrite it, but overall, I would pay attention to what you think the business can make in the next 2 3 years based on the data that you are provided from the last 2 3 years.
Okay. And I just had the question I was going to ask you. Why is it important to diversify nowadays? Like you mentioned diversifying, and you bought several different types of businesses. Why is that so important?
There is two different schools of thought, right? Some people say, hey, stay in your lane, just do what you are really good at and leave the rest. While the other school of thought is, okay, you need to diversify. What
Mhm.
I have come to realize is, especially in the businesses, there is a time the market is very cyclical. When there is a cyclical market, I love to have a business wherein if one business is going down, the other one hedges itself out. Like, for example, we were in real estate and mortgage businesses, right? Both were pretty much running in parallel. And when we had the recession, when we had the dip, both were going down in parallel. Then we had a hospice. Hospice was totally independent of the market trends and what's happening in the market. So also is a family fund center. It might have a little bit of a dip during recession, but overall it's not as parallel to the other one. So I love to diversify. That way we can hedge one business against the other is number one. The second thing is our skill sets will be more brighter, like your brain will be much sharper if you are going in multiple directions, is what I have come to realize. Because back in 2019, me and my wife, we decided to just retire. That's why we started selling our businesses. We sold our hospice, we sold our titling company. We thought we are not going to do anything. This is good enough. And but then what I have come to realize, the brain is going to become duller and duller if you have only one thing or two things going. So that's another spiritual way to think, that you need to have multiple irons so that your brain is sharp, and then even with the market adjustments, with an earthquake, we are able to still sustain.
Got it. Well, what kind of trends are you seeing right now in the industry, whether it's real estate, whether it's buying businesses, whatever it is, mortgage, what kind of trends are you seeing nowadays?
With real estate, what I'm seeing is the interest rates have really put a big dampening on the spirit of the investors who have big plans to buy. People are sitting on a lot of cash and they are looking for a lot of deals, and the deals are not coming because people who bought it before with lower interest rate, they are not selling. And people who have money right now, the cash flows are not making sense.
Aren't
So there
making
is like
sense.
this almost like a deadlock. So I want to see this deadlock kind of relax. Something dramatic has to happen, or just time has to heal it, wherein the sellers come to realize that, okay, it's okay for me to let go of my 3% mortgage and start to bring more inventory to the market. So this deadlock is causing a lot of anxiety for real estate investors. That's what I'm seeing. That's why the property values are not dramatically going up. The inventory is super tight and buyers are unable to afford. That's what I'm seeing in the real estate industry. Mortgage, of course, there is no refinancing business anymore. A lot of people have very low interest rates, so it might be some time before we see refinancing and market churn happening.
Got it. If someone was wanting to get into investing, buying businesses, I mean, whatever it is, what kind of advice would you give? Like, what would be a first step, maybe some tools or resources that they can educate themselves with?
The first thing is, the government wants us to become a business owner. So that is the big thing. There is so many resources and support groups that you can join to learn about business. Before you pull the trigger on the business, I would say you should join these support groups. SBA has a lot of resources on how to operate a business. I would try to do that. And then I would actually try to work in a business, maybe without compensation, if they'll allow you to watch the business and help the owner. That will be a good way for you to get your feet wet on any business. And like I said, John, the framework is similar. Once you understand any business is very similar to operate, then you'll have more confidence into getting into it. And then when it's coming to the actual business negotiations, there is a lot of ways you can negotiate seller financing, and you can even get a loan on it, or you can pay cash outright. So whatever you do, you have to make sure that you have a fallback plan in case that doesn't work. How are you going to handle it? Do you have the capability to absorb the loss, roll over, just gather the experience and move on to the next? Or is it going to completely crush your savings? So I would try to, especially the first two businesses that you get into, I would be very careful and think that, okay, worst case, what's going to happen? I don't want you guys to lose out on a business wherein you have to foreclose your home. That will be a pretty
Right.
bad dilemma to be in. So I would say go slow, analyze the market, try to work in a business. I think that's going to get your confidence up, and then you'll be able to pull the trigger.
Got it. Wow. That's awesome information. If folks want to reach out to you and they want to, talk to you about, maybe syndications or diversifying or whatever it might be, what's the best way that our audience can get in touch with you?
They can go to my website. My first name is Kiran. My wife's first name is the same. So kiranandkiran.com is my website. So you go there and you can just submit a form, and we'll be happy to get in touch with you. Especially if you're wanting to get into real estate or mortgages, you want to become a professional in that industry, we would love to help you.
Awesome. Well, Kiran, thank you so much for coming on our show. I mean, it was a pleasure speaking with you, and you dropped some great information. Guys, I hope you guys had a good show, right? I hope you took some good notes. And if there's any interest at all or any questions that you might have, reach out to Kiran, man. It seems like a wealth of information. Kiran, thank you again. And guys, I hope you had a good show. We'll see you on the next one. Cheers.
Thank you, John.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.